Yo, what's going on, guys? Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and the Brooklyn Nets have fired Steve Nash. Not a surprising move here. I didn't think this would happen after a win. I know it was only a 7-point win against the Pacers, who are one of the worst teams in the NBA, but a lot of frustration going on in Brooklyn. I think he's been ejected a couple times this season. I know against the Bucks, I think he was ejected one more time. I also read that there's a little controversy with him and Kyrie. And off to a 2-5 start, Nets have fired Steve Nash. I think it's Jack Q Vaughn. I think that's how you say it. Is going to be the interim head coach. I think he has been the interim head coach before. I think he was the interim in the bubble, but I'm not sure. No, I don't think I'm right with there because they still had Kenny Atkinson in the bubble. But I think because I saw a picture of him with the Nets in the bubble, and I thought he was that coach as an intern. But they fired Kenny. I just realized they fired Kenny after the bubble and then hired Steve. Frustrating start for the Nets. I know they just won yesterday by 7, but they've lost a couple times, a couple games they shouldn't have. They've lost to the Pacers. Their 4 other losses, they've lost to good teams, right? But there's just a lot of frustration right now with the Nets. And one of the things that I don't like about this for Brooklyn is because I thought that Steve Nash was going to be really good for Ben Simmons. And, Ben Simmons has not been having the best season, but he's been looking all right defensive-wise and a little bit. He's been good at giving the ball to his teammates. So, I think he's averaging somewhere probably around like 6 to 8 points per game. And that's pretty good when you're playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie, Kyrie's been usually getting 30 almost every game, and KD's getting close to that too almost every game. So that's pretty good when you're playing with those two guys who it's their offense. And you're helping around on defense and getting the ball around to Kevin and Kyrie. But so Steve Nash is gone. Here's a question that I want you guys answers in the comments is, was Steve Nash a good hire in the first place? Because I don't think it was. I think they rushed when they were hiring Steve Nash, and they probably could have gotten a better coach. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with Brooklyn. If they keep losing some games, do we see what happens with James Harden with the Rockets in 2020? In January 2021, Harden decided to play 9 games. The Rockets look good. The Rockets did not look good. And then finally James Harden said, you know what, this is not going to work. So they traded him. Does that happen with Kevin and Kyrie? If this doesn't work, do they request a trade in the beginning of the season like James Harden? James Harden had always requested a trade, kind of like what Kyrie and Kevin did. They requested a trade in the summer, but they said, okay, we'll try it. We'll see what happens with Brooklyn this year, and it hasn't looked good. They haven't looked good. They're struggling. There's been frustration all over the place. So if it continues to happen like this, which I don't think it will, I think Brooklyn will figure it out because they have 2 of the best basketball players that you can get with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Do those guys say we need to get the hell out of here near middle of the season? Or not near, like in a couple of weeks, if in 2 weeks, if the Nets are still doing the same thing they're doing right now, 2-5, not doing good, do those guys say we need to get out of here? This is not going to work. We're not going to win a championship. We need to go our separate ways. That's what I'm thinking. But it's not looking good for Brooklyn right now. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this topic, and peace out. Y'all have a good one.